Despite several calls by the Igbo indigenes and precisely the Biafra Republic government in exile, ably led by Mazi Simon Ekpa, as the Prime Minister has called on Igbos worldwide, especially within the Nigerian state, to boycott whatever protests that may have been organized by the Nigerian government, that we have absolutely nothing to do with the Nigerian protests. Our focus and determination is the restoration declaration of the Biafran state. Notwithstanding, there have been calls from the southwestern region calling for the eviction of the Igbos residents in the entire southwestern region. Precisely Lagos, of course, Lagosians has been called and other Yorubas from the southwest to mobilize themselves against this protest targeted against the Igbo in particular, that Igbos must go. That is the hashtag for the protest slated on the 20th to 30th of August, where the entire Yoruba race will mobilize against the Igbo, and their businesses should be relocated within the time permissible. According to them, 1 month from now, the Igbos were asked to relocate their businesses from the southwest. Yeah, you begin to ask what could have exactly informed this position. You know, prior to this election, there was a video that was leaked that the voice of the former governor of Ogun State, Abikunle, and of course the current vice president of Nigeria. It was alleged that they had some very sketchy plan or program against the Igbos. They want to silence them and economically render them redundant and of no use. Could it be in line with this development? How could any person in his right senses call for the eviction of the entire Igbos within the southwest? And considering the enormous resources the Igbos have contributed to the growth and development of Lagos in terms of internally generated revenue, the Igbos' major markets have contributed immensely to the annual revenue or returns, of course, by way of tax or any other levies possible. So calling for the Igbos eviction or giving the entire Igbo, of course, 1 month to vacate the entire southwestern region could be very mischievous, and well, we may not dismiss the potency of this, because my people do say when you see a child coming out dancing at the market square, something probably or possibly might be beating the drum for him somewhere. We don't know. Well, we may not mistake that for, of course, the slip of the tongue, but it was categorically stated, and the call for all Lagosians and Yorubas of the southwestern region to mobilize against the eviction of Igbo in the entire southwestern region, and of course, relocate their businesses. Otherwise, there could be what we don't know yet. Could it be that the apartheid against the Igbos could be renewed in this call for the eviction of the entire Igbo race? Well, only time will tell. But then we now have to consider what are the justifications for this. Has there been any time in history where the Igbos settling in southwestern region was accused of invading communities within the southwestern region, killing their indigenous people, and of course occupying same communities? These are not, of course, the motive or the agenda of an Igbo man. Is an enterprising of course, guru or personality who engages in his business enterprise with the view of making his profits. At the end of the day, he doesn't trouble, he do not trouble any person or constitute nuisance to the society where they reside, but eventually they have contributed enormously to the growth and development of every society or region they found themselves. So why should whosoever may have made this call or that is galvanizing for this obnoxious and very deadly uh, approach? Of course, this could lead to maybe isolating the Igbos and begin another attack. This was what led or culminated to the Civil War when there are incitement and hatred sponsored by some quarters of personalities against the Igbos, which eventually ended up in the most brutal civil war between the Biafran and Nigerian government after the declaration of the Biafran state by then Tim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, who happens to be the Consul General or the President of the defunct state of Biafra. So this call could not just be dismissed only because with negligence, because there could be something happening and they are not telling us. What exactly could have informed the position? These are not just what we could call some nuisance or some talks. This could be coming from high-profile personalities, whatever be their agenda positions, or it's not far from what we've been experiencing. Perhaps they want to reclaim their lands, they sold to the Igbos. They may have developed some level of enviness and hatred for selling their lands to the people who manage those properties and to enhance the common good of all, and of course for themselves as enterprising people. But it's quite unfortunate that this call is being made, and to this end, Master Simon Ekpa has called that anyone sponsoring or fueling, of course, hatred against the Igbos should be aware that Igbos can't tolerate any nonsense coming from any region, especially when they are law-abiding and they do their business legitimately. You can't in any way incite the killing of Igbos and get away with that. The Biafran Republic government in Israel will vehemently resist whatever opposition or whatever attempt, of course, regarding that. And of course, we be prepared to defend her population, regardless of wherever they reside in the Southwest. Now, you understand what exactly, if Igbos have indulged in criminality or invasion of some communities or their host communities and unleashing mayhem, that would have been different case calling for the eviction. But how comes that Igbos become this target of hostility, target of appetite? You see, people who have contributed enormously, and you still don't want them to live. You don't want them to survive. You don't want them to be part or to be found within the Southwest. Well, I believe this might be the opinions of few or some mischievous persons, and that does not reflect the overwhelming position of the entire Southwestern people. I believe there are Southwestern people who understood that the contributions of the Igbos is prior to none, and of course, cannot be denied. But whatever be the case, we continue to watch and see how things unfold. But the truth is that whatever incitement against the Igbos, driven by hatred or enviness, will never be tolerated by the Biafran Republic government in Israel. That is the position of Simon Ekpa. Let's get to know what is your direction or take regarding this development. It is not other funny. It involves people's life, hard-earned money, decades of hard labor to build a business and to sustain such business. Asking the entire people to relocate, you mean they're going to lose their properties and their business ventures? Could there be any compensation in this regard? Well, no wonder majority of the Igbos are saying, give us Biafra, because in Biafra we have fulfillment. In Biafra we are secured. And to bring a lasting solution to these lingering issues, Biafra, to them, of course, is the only solution.